Afternoon. My name is Jesus Garcia, and for my second industry interview, I decided to interview Lee Glenn. So, a brief background um, his current title is Senior Associate Athletic Director and specifically External Operations. So, some of the day to day tasks that he has is sponsorships, championship and events, communications, marketing and social media, corporate partnerships, game operations, ticketing, creative services, branding and licensing, and Nighthawk Sports Network, he created. He also attended Methodist University for bachelor's and then continued at Clayton State University. So, more on his background. In his role as assistant athletic director, he promoted three NCAA Division III Women's National Golf Championships from 2000 to 2002. He served on an organizing committee that earned the bid to host the 2026 NCAA Division I Women's Rowing National Championship. He's the only coach of the year in two different sports for the Great South Athletic Conference, and he also leads UNG's Subsequential Planning Committee, Strategic Enrollment Management Marketing Subcommittee, and the Enrollment Optimization, Student Success and Marketing Expansion Task Force as well. So here's a summary of the interview. We must consider both sides of the coin. He mentioned that sometimes businesses are not in the best situation at the moment. And you also have to keep that in mind. You have to provide value for both sides. There's no amount too small for the programs. He said this because we're not a UGA or Alabama school that could rack in thousands or millions of dollars in sponsorships every year. He also recommended that we make the sponsors feel appreciated. Some key points: soft skills are essential. We have been introduced in high school and even in our introduction classes, he says, to sharpen these skills. He also recommended to reach out to prior sponsors. That should be your first priority every year. Both the receiver and sponsor benefit has to be a priority as well. You also have to make sure that the sponsors have a good reputation because it could cause outlash against the school/program. The most important thing I learned from this interview is you have to keep polishing your soft skills, which are essential in any industry. You have to learn how to negotiate, and you also have to be thoughtful of situations. Especially in this economy, not every business can give out money, especially prior sponsors. Every business is in a different situation. You have to keep that in mind. You have to make sure your programs are funded properly. If they are, no limitations to what an organization can accomplish. So, what would I do differently? I would have a longer interview. I had an interview about 45 minutes, and I feel like closer to the end, we started having a spark and being able to have a fluid conversation. We had to be able to talk more about his experience. I would also like to bring more open-ended questions and not be limited to the 8 questions that we are supposed to ask. I want to talk more about his journey. He's been recognized for so many different accomplishments throughout his career that within 45 minutes we couldn't talk about. And I would also like to see how he is able to juggle all parts of his job. I would like to thank Mr. Glee for his time.